Hey, so you're thinking about stepping up from a small hobby CNC to something that can actually handle full-size projects, right? I get it, you don't want to outgrow your machine in 6 months, but you also don't want to drop thousands on something that's overkill for what you're doing. That's exactly where the Genmitsu PROVerXL 2x2 comes in. If you've been eyeing this thing, but are hesitant because it's a big purchase, I'll walk you through whether it's the right move for you. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's start with the elephant in the room, the 22-inch by 22-inch work area. That's not just a number, it means you can actually run a full 2x4 board without flipping it halfway through, or cut a large sheet of plywood without needing to glue smaller pieces together later. If you've ever tried to make a sign or a cutting board and had to constantly reposition your material because your current machine is too small, you know how frustrating that is. This machine eliminates that hassle. But here's the catch, it's not just about the size. It's about whether you need that size. If you're mostly doing small projects like keychains or phone stands, you're paying for space you won't use. This isn't a machine for beginners, it's for creators who are already comfortable with CNC basics and are ready to scale up. Now, let's talk about what actually makes this machine stand out beyond the headline specs. The closed-loop motion system is a big deal. Unlike open-loop systems that can lose steps if the load gets too heavy or the cut gets too aggressive, this one uses feedback to ensure every movement is precise. That means fewer ruined projects and less wasted material. If you've ever had a job fail because your router lost its place mid-cut, you'll appreciate this. It's the kind of feature that saves you money in the long run, even if it's not the first thing you notice in the listing. The spindle is another area where this machine punches above its weight. A 710W spindle with a dual collet system gives you flexibility. You can switch between different bit sizes quickly without needing to change the collet every time. That might not sound like a huge deal until you're in the middle of a project and realize you need a different bit for the next step. The dual collet system cuts that downtime. But don't expect this to rival a high-end industrial spindle for heavy-duty work. It's powerful for its class, but if you're planning to cut aluminum or hardwood for hours on end, you might want to look at something with a more robust cooling system. One thing that's easy to overlook is the expandable creator ecosystem. Genmitsu has a whole lineup of add-ons and upgrades, from rotary axes to larger work tables. That's great if you're the type who likes to tinker and improve your setup over time. But it also means you're not locked into a single configuration. If you start with the base model and later decide you want to add a fourth axis, you can do that without buying a whole new machine. That's a big plus if you're planning to grow your workshop. On the flip side, if you're someone who just wants to plug it in and go, the extra options might feel overwhelming. So, who should buy this? If you're a maker who's outgrown a desktop CNC, but isn't ready to jump into a full industrial setup, this is a solid middle ground. It's big enough to handle serious projects, but still affordable compared to high-end machines. If you're doing things like furniture prototypes, large signs, or even small batch production, this machine will save you time and frustration. But if you're a hobbyist who only works on small projects, you're better off sticking with something like the Genmitsu 3018 or a similar compact model. You'll save space, money, and a lot of headaches. Where this machine might fall short is in noise and dust management. A 710W spindle isn't quiet, and even with a good dust shoe, you're still going to need a dedicated workspace, or some serious soundproofing if you're running it for long periods. If you're planning to use this in a garage or a shared space, factor in some extra budget for noise reduction. Also, while the closed-loop system helps with precision, it doesn't eliminate the need for proper calibration. You'll still need to square your axes and check your 0 points regularly, especially after moving the machine or changing bits. Another thing to consider is the learning curve. This isn't a plug-and-play machine. You'll need to familiarize yourself with the software, the control board, and the nuances of CNC machining. If you're not comfortable troubleshooting or tweaking settings, you might find yourself frustrated at first. But if you're the kind of person who enjoys diving into the